Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday afternoon, morning, or evening to you. Yes, we're back again one more time just for a couple of minutes. So please, please, please hang in there and don't go away. Yeah. Those of you that have been following Conversations with Geoff, we want to thank you. And for all you newcomers coming into the community, really appreciate that. And you guys, we can't do this without you. You already know that, right? And you know our mission. For those of you that are going to hear this later on and you don't know the mission, I'm going to repeat it to you. Because listen, our goal with your help is to reach 1 million people and help them understand the power of the conversation they're having with themselves about themselves and how they can become aware of it and some simple things that they can do right now to change the way they think, change the way they speak, and change the outcome of their life, right? Eliminate the stinking thinking, man. Oh, boy, we all have it. I know I'm not the only one, right? How do you wake up every day? Do you wake up on fire? Or do you wake up like, oh, man, I wish I could hit the snooze button after the 15th time? This is all real stuff. There's no secret to what we're talking about here, but it's the gift that we all have, right? And I'll talk about it all the time, and you're going to get tired of hearing me saying it, but I want it to burn into your brain, right? It's no more I can't, it's I can. It's no more I think, it's I will. It's no more maybe, it's I must. And do this chant with me. Everybody do this chant with me. Nothing will stop me from reaching my destiny. I will not be denied. So, hey, that's just a quick commercial. I want to get to why we're here today. And let me just share a light bio of our guest. Let me see what's going on here. Or I guess we're good. So anyway, hey, listen, this young man, in the early 70s, after his club foot outgrew his club foot and braces, only to become a sickly, scrawny, last picked bench riding kid. And he had a ton of athletic ambition and desires to be a champion, but had zero natural athleticism. I'm reading that to you because despite all those childhood struggles in this is an adult driving. We had 3 accidents. Before his 33rd birthday, he preserved to become a champion athlete, fitness model, international fitness authority, and creator of the Q Fitness System. That's right, Q Fitness System. So you want to make sure you check that out. He cut his teeth as the first fitness instructor for sailors preparing for direct support to the Navy SEALs, man, badass Navy SEALs, Warfare Combat Craft crewman in 1994. As a global competitor, he emerged as a 2002 light heavyweight bodybuilding champion in Sicily and became honored as 2001 Male Athlete of the Year. And you wouldn't know when you see him. It looks like the same right now. As one of America's top fitness professionals, his credentials include a congratulatory appreciation letter from Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, an endorsement from the Department of the Navy. Read his bio in there. Karlton expanded his professional experience as a corporate fitness expert for Johnson & Johnson, New York Life, on and on, corporate things like that. But here, look at this. He became America's first and only 20-year Navy combat veteran and service-connected disabilities to make historic collegiate track debut as a walk-on to the University of Tampa. He went on at the age of 46 to win the USA track and field silver medal in the 800 meters. 800 meters, that's a bad race. Listen, that's a real man's race, huh? All right, at 46, anybody out there listening? So anyway, I'm gonna kind of get to it. He's married now for 34 years. They call him Pop. And one of the things we talked about before I told him about it and introduced him to you is he created the Fitness Empowered program for affluent men over 40 who are ashamed and frustrated with their bodies to burn fat, build muscle, and boost hormones without starving and spending hours in the gym. So listen, all you Pops that want to be slim Pops. Help me welcome to the stage my friend Karlton Meadows.
Hey, Geoff, man, I was getting excited backstage. I'm going to think about how I think, how I speak, so I can change my outcome. I'm going to say, I must. I'm like, man.
I thank you, man. Thank you for showing up today. And we're excited to have you here for the next minute or two, just to let people know what we're going to talk about tomorrow, Karlton. Man, so I hope I did your bio justice. There are a lot of other things I could have shared. Man, you have done some tremendous things in your life. So you being here for us today, we really appreciate that. Thank you.
It's an honor to be here. I get motivated listening to you, knowing you, so to be in your element, in your crucible is it's an honor for me. So thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome, man. And we were behind the scenes before that, and we were talking about being a grandfather and being a fit grandfather or a fat grandfather. Tell me the two F's. Once you go,
It's funny. People like to start at the beginning. I like to start in the middle, the I and the A. You could be a fit dad or a fat dad. It comes down to the choices. It comes down to the very thing that you started with, how they think and how they speak.
Yeah.
If they can look at the success they've had in their marriage, they can look at the success they have in their bank account. They can look at, their professional successes. Maybe they've changed the house in the neighborhood, the zip code in which they live. They've upgraded their cars and their suits, and their birthday suit is woefully underattended.
Yeah.
That's where I come in, So I'm gonna keep the same mindset that you have in addressing the thinking and the speaking, so that they can change their outcome.
Because you lived that, man. I mean, at 46, training for the 800-meter race. I mean, what were you thinking to start that, first of all?
Well, I was thinking, if I get on the college track team, I don't have to worry about an Olympic coach. And the coach wouldn't tell me when the time trials were. So I'd ask him, hey, coach, when are the time trials? Because they were printed on the website for the year prior. He says, well, I don't know. We got some guys struggling with their grades and they got to get through the NCAA clearinghouse. Now, what I did tell him is that I did not have a PR, because I spoke to him in 2015 to ask for help. He said, well, I can't do anything until you're on the team. And I'm thinking, that's dumb. I'm a student at the school. Then come to find out, he's training people from the community on the college track at 5 a.m. before our 6 o'clock practice. So I'm like, how they get to come and get your coaching? And they're not even students, and they're not even parents of students, because their kids are in elementary school. So the long and short of it is, one of the athletes sees me in the study hall, and he tells me their practice is at 6 a.m. So I show up to practice. They have the gold medalist for the 400 from Great Britain, Malachi Davis. He actually coached Cindy, what's her name? The hurdler, Sydney McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. Yeah.
He's her coach, and A-Rod's coach, and J-Lo's coach. So he came to speak to the track team. The coach looks at me like, are you ready to run your time trial? And I said, no, I can do it tomorrow. And his response was, I won't be here tomorrow. So the women's coach is like, well, I can do your time trial for you. Well, he was the head track coach anyway, the women's coach.
Right.
So he shows up the next morning, and I get out there and I start running, and I hit the 500-meter mark, and he tells me my time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. Shouldn't have done that, because it's not my zone. It's not your zone. It's the zone. Yeah. And because I did not stay in the zone with my focus, the zone kicked me out. Oh, so you want to think about your time. You want to think about you doing this instead of doing it. My chest started tightening up. My legs got heavy. My vision started to narrow. I'm like, I got to get down straight away. I made it a second too slow, but the coach said, hey, you're running by yourself. If you come train with us, I know you can make the time. Wow. So that's how I ended up on the team. I wanted a coach so that I could compete in the 2016 Olympics. That was the dream that I had, and it didn't materialize the way I wanted, but hey, I went after it.
That's it. And that's it. I mean, you went after it, man. What a way to finish that statement. You went and didn't matter.
No.
And listen, if I could share something with you before we go, I was in one of the 400-meter relays. When you start talking about the chest and the eyes and the birth. oh man, my teammates were so mad at me, Karlton. It was like, man, why just? It was terrible. Woo! So listen, I appreciate sharing that message, and there's going to be more to say. What do you want to say to the folks before we wrap up? What in a sentence? What do you want to tell them about tomorrow, man, before you go?
Where you are is exactly where you need to be to start.
Wow. That's powerful. Well, Karlton, listen, thank you for stopping in today. We look forward to our conversation in depth tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central Time. please, please, please reach out, tell your friends, share this information, and come support Mr. Karlton Meadows as he drops some powerful nuggets about life's lessons, athleticism, and just staying to it until you get to the top. Karlton, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow, man. All right. All right. Hey, listen. All right. We got one more minute and I'm going to go. Make sure you do not miss tomorrow's show with Karlton Meadows. He's already given you some things to think about, right? What's that last thing he said? Remember it. If you don't remember it, go back and listen to it. And as I leave you, I want to tell you, tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central, make sure you've got you, your family, your friends here ready to support Mr. Karlton and find out how this man continues to defy the odds. Because he says, I will, I can, and I must, just like you will. Hey, take care. Have a great Wednesday. Happy hump day. And stop that stinking thinking, baby. We'll see you again.